What if I told you that the biggest World Cup in football history could also become FIFA's biggest nightmare? Right now, millions of fans around the world are counting down to World Cup 2026. A tournament so massive that FIFA calls it a game-changer for football. 48 teams, 104 matches, 3 host countries, billions of viewers, and the promise of the greatest World Cup ever created. But behind the flashy advertisements and exciting announcements, a different story is beginning to emerge. A story involving travel chaos, rising costs, security concerns, and a challenge so enormous that some experts believe FIFA may have underestimated what it's dealing with. Because when you combine 3 countries, dozens of cities, millions of fans, and one global event, things can go wrong very quickly. And here's the scary part. Some warning signs are already appearing. Now don't get me wrong. World Cup 2026 could still be incredible, could break records, create unforgettable moments, and become the greatest celebration football has ever seen. But if even a few key pieces fail, the consequences could affect millions of people. So today we're uncovering the growing problem that FIFA doesn't want turning into a disaster. And trust me, the deeper we go, the more shocking this story becomes. Because the biggest challenge isn't on the pitch. It's everything happening outside it. Retention loop. And one statistic we're about to reveal explains exactly why some people believe FIFA is starting to feel the pressure. Let's start with something that sounds harmless. Distance. After all, people travel all the time. So why would distance be a problem? Because World Cup 2026 isn't being held in one country. It's being held across North America. And the scale is enormous. Some host cities are separated by thousands of kilometers. Fans following their national teams could find themselves constantly moving between airports, hotels, and transportation hubs. And that's where costs begin to explode. Flights become more expensive. Hotels become harder to find. Transportation becomes more complicated. And suddenly, attending a World Cup isn't just about buying a ticket. It's about surviving the logistics. But that's only the beginning. Because while fans are dealing with travel, FIFA has another concern. Moving millions of people efficiently. Think about it. Airports, roads, hotels, public transport, security checkpoints. Every single system has to operate smoothly. And if one part struggles, everything else can be affected. History has shown that even smaller tournaments face logistical challenges. World Cup 2026 will be bigger than all of them. Much bigger. Which means the margin for error becomes smaller and smaller. Retention loop. But even travel isn't the reason some analysts are worried. Because the next challenge could impact every fan attending the tournament. Now let's talk about expectations. Because expectations may be FIFA's biggest enemy. When you call something the biggest World Cup ever, people expect perfection. They expect smooth transportation, affordable experiences, world-class organization, and unforgettable memories. But delivering all of that at this scale is incredibly difficult. The larger an event becomes, the harder it becomes to control. Every delayed flight, every overcrowded station, every transportation issue, every security concern, has the potential to become global news within minutes. And that's exactly why the pressure on FIFA is so intense. The organization isn't just hosting another tournament. It's hosting the most ambitious World Cup ever attempted. A project so large that success would make history, but failure would make headlines. And that's why many observers believe FIFA is entering dangerous territory. Not because disaster is guaranteed, but because the stakes have never been higher. The truth is nobody knows exactly what will happen. Maybe everything works perfectly. Maybe World Cup 2026 becomes the greatest football event ever organized. Or maybe the concerns we've discussed today become impossible to ignore. Either way, the countdown has already begun. And every day brings FIFA closer to its biggest test. So now I want to hear from you. Will World Cup 2026 become the greatest tournament in football history? Or is FIFA taking a risk that's simply too big? Comment your opinion below. And if you enjoyed this video, Subscribe now because the biggest stories surrounding World Cup 2026 are only just beginning.